to go.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Michael Schiavello here, and it is a backgammon interview today with a man who in the backgammon world needs no introduction. He is the world's super grandmaster, a two-time world champion, universally regarded as the greatest backgammon player on the planet. It's my very special guest, Masayuki Mochizuki, known as Mochy around the world. Mochy, hello to you.
Hi, nice to meet you. Thank you for having me tonight.
It is my pleasure to be speaking to someone as illustrious as yourself in the world of backgammon. You are organizing the Japan Open between May 3 and May 5 in Tokyo, Japan. Interestingly, this is a tournament that you've been playing in for a number of years, but you only won for the first time last year. Why did it take you so long to win the Japan Open? Why was it so hard?
Okay, so yeah, I was actually organizing a tournament and I was running a tournament for last, 15 years or so. Then last year, I finally retired, I found my successor. So he's running it. So I was playing it last year. So, I was able to win.
So once the stress of organizing was gone, you could win it. Once the stress of organizing was over, you went and won it.
Yeah, of course, I was very lucky as well.
Is there anything that you did different, seeing that the stress was gone from you, that allowed your mind to operate differently to allow you to win that tournament?
Yeah, of course, of course. I mean, if you run the tournament, you have to take care of everybody, make sure everyone is happy. A lot of things gonna happen. People complain or they get delayed or whatever, so that's gonna buzz my mind. And, backgammon, you have to focus one game on one thing only, you can't do other than that. So it's very different,
So just for everyone watching, if you're ever playing Mochy this year in the World Championship or wherever it might be, here's the key to beating Mochy: keeping really busy in the days leading up to the tournament. That's the way to beat Mochy. We figured it out. Sorry, Mochy, I've given away your secret. You've played in tournaments all over the world, in all the big cities around the world. What is it that makes the Japan Open different from any other backgammon tournament around the world?
Yes, well, first of all, it's Japan, we have so many things to do. It's central of Tokyo. It's very convenient and it's very clean. And we are, very serious about the game. So you will see a lot of Japanese players who are dedicated to their, devoting their life to the game. And it's a high level competition. We have so many grandmasters, including the youngest grandmasters in the world. So yeah, I think it's very enjoyable. I mean, if you like Tokyo, especially.
You mentioned there about the Japanese style, and in various sports, I mean, I do a lot of fight sports commentary myself, and the way the Japanese mixed martial artists fight is different to the way that Western mixed martial artists fight, is different to the way that Russians fight, or Australians or New Zealanders fight. Is it the same in backgammon? Is there a stylistic difference in the way that the Japanese approach backgammon as compared to other people from other countries?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so backgammon is regarded as a gamble in many other countries, right? And Japanese also play gamble, but we take backgammon or more like intellectual game, more seriously, more clean, less gambling maybe. That's a huge difference, I think,
You mentioned before there are a number of Japanese masters at the moment. How many would there be currently, and are some of those going to be playing in the Japan Open in May?
Yes, we have currently like 13 grandmasters out of 100 grandmasters in the world. And yeah, most of them going to play maybe, 11 out of 13. So it's going to be very, strong field, including me, by the way.
So taking you out of the equation, because you're the matrix, right? You're the Neo in the matrix. You're the anomaly. Who do you look out for in the Japan Open out of the 13 masters you mentioned? Who, if you're a betting man and you're putting money on one of them to win it, who would it be and why?
So there's a guy called Hideaki Ueda. He's pretty good, and he's also, relatively younger. He's like early 30s. He has time to study. He's motivated, and he challenged me in the tournament like a few years back. and he was close to beat me. I mean, and I think he improved since then, so he must be like my favorite player.
Mochi, is there something you recognize about the younger Japanese talent coming up now as compared to the older talent like yourself? And you're not that old, but you're the older talent. What differentiates the younger players now and the way they play, their style? Is there something that makes them different to the older players?
Yeah, I think so. When I grew up, there was no AI, no computer, not even internet. I mean, there's some internet, but so it's very difficult for player to improve. So the only way I improve was I have to go to the strong club. Like I have to go to New York, or I have to go to London. That's like only way, right? But nowadays, there's so many materials. Like you can access to the YouTube. You have AI, you can train yourself like every day. But on the other hand, back in the old days, you play human, you know what I mean? So you can learn a human behavior and also a lot of gambling, more gambling in the past. So the psychological factor and the human factor, maybe I learn, more than, people who started play backgammon nowadays because they just play computer, over the laptop. So they don't see humans reaction, not so much, So that's the main difference. But of course, the pure strategic point of view, they are pretty strong, right? So if I have keep some advantage, I can change my strategy according to what he feels, what my opponent thinks about it. So that's a tiny difference, maybe. But I think it's an interesting point.
It is very interesting. In the Japan Open, May 3rd to May 5 in Tokyo, will there be a number of Western participants or will it mostly be Japanese participants?
Yeah, I mean, we have approximately like 250 people expecting, and maybe 30 people are foreigners. And it's various, hopefully some Australians and a lot of Americans and some Chinese and, Hong Kongs and maybe some Europeans. It's very various.
Are there any key Western players that have signed up yet that you're really looking forward to seeing at the Japan Open who you think could win the tournament?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to meet my friend Ralph Bart, but I don't think he's gonna win the tournament.
He's the Aussie hopeful.
Yeah, but I'm not actually checking the list of the players who's coming from Western, so I don't really know who is gonna come.
Mochi, as I said earlier, having played in so many tournaments around the world yourself, where would you rank the Japan Open in difficulty to win? Seeing that you've only won it once in 17 years, I'm thinking it's a pretty hard tournament to win.
Well, yes, the level of the field is pretty high. However, the number of participants, we have only 70 people. And many other tournament has like, 200 or 300. So in the size of the field, we are in the middle. So I don't think it's like a most difficult tournament to win because as you know, backgammon needs a lot of luck. So if there are 300 people, basically you are 1 out of 300 shot, right? But in Japan, it's only like 1 out of 70. So it's still difficult, but it's not like too difficult compared to other big tournaments like New York, for example, or Monte Carlo,
What sort of prize money is up for grabs come May 3rd, May 4, May 5 at the Japan Open?
Yes, if you win, you're gonna have a free trip to Monte Carlo and free, free road to the main tournament in the Monte Carlo World Championship.
Wow. Now, the World Championship you won 2 times, of course. The first time was in 2009. I know you've spoken about it many times, but as you reflect back, what was it, 16 years ago, what memory immediately spills to mind as to how you won that tournament for the first time, how you became a world champion for the first time?
Yeah, so I won twice, but first one is much more important to me because I was nobody. People know me, I'm a strong player, but other than that, but then winning world championship changed everything. Now I have like social status. People see me as a world champion. And I remember that the day before the world champion final, I couldn't sleep. Like I was walking in the room, what's gonna happen, how much money I win, how much money I lose, I was always thinking. But then all of a sudden, some boy from my inside, what are you thinking? You are given like the best opportunity, and win or lose, don't think about it, you just do your best. If you lose, it's fine. You try again, right? And then I realized, okay, yes, I understand why why I'm so nervous about it. I should just do my best and see what happens. Then I can sleep. That's what happened.
Now, do you remember this board I've got in front of me? Because I am
Yeah.
told this is the board, Melbourne Backgammon International, January 2020. With this board here, I'm told you won $80,000. Do you remember this tournament?
Yes, of course, clearly. So that was annual tournament in Melbourne, and a good friend of mine, Ralph Bird, is running it, and I came there and I won it. It was I think it was $1,000 to entry, maybe even more, like 5,000. Sorry, $5,000 entry, and I won 80,000. And then my family came to visit me, and we had like a nice vacation over there with the money I won. So that was a great memory.
Amazing. Mochy, once again, 3rd to the 5th of May in Tokyo, the Japan Open. You will be competing in it, so I'm going to personally put my money on you, but I know there are a lot of young guns coming up from all over the world who are going to try and beat you as the reigning champion. Once again, a message you want to send to everyone who wants to compete at the Japan Open, those who look forward to watching it as well. What message would you like to give them?
Yes, come to Japan Open. Japan Open is the best tournament. You have like a very clean space, like beautiful venue, and as you know, Tokyo has the most Michelin-star restaurant in the world. So if you like to eat food, yes, Japan is the way to go. And Japan Open is best tournament.
Moch, we look forward to it. Thank you very much. May 3rd to May 5 in Tokyo, Japan, the Japan Open. Thank you, Mochi.
Thank you.